I'm here with Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk. Peter, we had the second leg of the Democratic debates hosted by CNN in Detroit. Let me read you the Drudge Report's front page. It has a picture of Joe Biden, and it says, "Clashes and crashes. Dems attack Trump. Strike through Obama." Peter, what do you make of this second round of debates?
Well, I think we're getting down to the point where Joe Biden does not necessarily have to win. Joe Biden has to avoid losing. And that's what we saw. So, and going back to the Drudge Report, basically the way the Democrats are going after Biden is going to have to go after the Obama legacy, which is a really, really slippery slope. Because you have the Messiah president, going back to normality, as they all talk about. But at the same time, Biden has to choose which of the part of the legacy that he wants to ride with. And Booker, not my favorite, obviously, Mr. Spartacus there. He did have a good rejoinder, a nice zinger, okay? He's right, okay? But it doesn't make Booker any more attractive in my mind, and I think by the electorate. But it was really interesting. Biden did obviously better, obviously. The person that was the biggest loser was Kamala Harris. She really, it's very interesting. She likes to tote herself as a prosecutor, and she probably should because she's good on the offense. She's terrible on the defense. Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her, humiliated her on that stage. I'll tell you, because we have a special preference for Tulsi, we have to be careful because we do see, we have a political bias. Politics is our bread and butter. But for us, Tulsi did very well. The media will focus a little bit on it, but the media will decide who's the winner at the end of the day. They will decide. It'll be the CNNs and the MSNBCs, the New York Times, the Washington Post will decide who the winner is in the Democratic caucus. The rest of it is a lot of fluff. Now, their whole talk about healthcare, I don't think any of them know what they're talking about, and I think a lot of people are not interested in that, okay? One of the most important takeaways, I was going to send you a message on WhatsApp this morning when I was having my breakfast. It shows how much Trump has changed the rhetoric about politicking because no one even approaches the summit of Trump's retail politics, of rolling up the sleeves, baring his knuckles, and letting loose. The Democrats don't have the capacity to do that. The rhetorical bar has been moved so far up that they all look like political pygmies, but they do, okay? No one has that gravitas. Tulsi, when she is looking straight into the camera, a frame is right on her, the way her shoulders are back, her modulated voice, she never gets overexcited. She's very moderate in her delivery, very deliberate. No ums and uhs, no scrambling around. Very good presentation. Kamala Harris fell apart. You could tell, look at her in her face, in her posture. She just didn't have a response, all right? So I think she performed very well, but it depends on how the media reacts to her. And the media is not. They're reacting to Cory Booker and Biden and how, at least in this debate, the Obama legacy is seeping in. And it's a double-edged sword, okay? And watch them cut each other up. This is all part and parcel of what the primary or pre-primaries are all about. But they're going to have to keep in mind how far do they want to go to the left to destroy their opposition? Because still, who do we have? We have Bernie Sanders. We have Kamala Harris injured after the second round. We have Liz Warren, which is doing very, very well. Okay. What's our fourth one?
Biden.
What would you say? Biden. Oh, sorry,
Biden,
fourth,
yeah.
Biden. So it's really gotten down to those four right now. All the other ones have kind of fizzled. They're all, when you're looking for a soundbite, a zinger to save your campaign, you're in trouble. You're really in trouble if you're looking for that one breakout moment. It has to be a lot more than just one moment, okay? Look at Trump as a template. Trump did it every time he got on that stage. And I would, if I was a strategist for Biden, I would tear a page from Trump's playbook. Trump went every time he went on stage during the 2016 campaign, he never expected that he would always win, but he always made sure he never lost. And that's the only way Biden is going to keep some buoyancy into his campaigning. And there's going to be other issues, and I'm sorry to say the obvious to everyone, but age is going to continue to be an issue. He's halting. He interrupts himself. We all get old. Okay, that's a fact of life. But does he have the vitality? Because I think if he got on the stage with Donald Trump, it would be a rout.
He's having trouble with Booker. I mean, he had trouble, going up against Cory Booker, and he made a pretty big gaffe, I thought, where he called Booker president. He actually called him the president to be, and that was kind of a big gaffe. I mean, Peter, could Biden actually take on Trump in a head-to-head debate?
Well, the way you and I look at it, I think it would be a slaughter. But we have to remember people have a different lens at times. I mean, this is what happened in 2016 when you look at the debates that Trump had with Hillary Clinton. Now, again, I'll repeat myself. I just recently watched them all a few weeks ago. Nothing was running on Netflix that interest me. And so I watched the debates. And again, Hillary won. Well, technically, yeah, she was more prepared. She was more modulated. She was robotic. Now I'm getting more and more negative. But Trump didn't lose one of them. Okay, he didn't come out on top once, but he didn't fail. Okay, and I think that's the lens that you have to look at all of this through. He did good enough. That was enough to win. Good enough in his case. But like I said a couple of minutes ago, he's changed the playbook so much about public discourse and debate is that no one can really even begin to get to his level. Okay. And I'm not saying I like everything Donald Trump says. Not at all. I think he makes a lot of gaffes that doesn't necessarily help him. But his base understands him. They have a sense of communion. Okay. A sense of communion. They identify with this president. And going into his reelection campaign, it's key to remember he has got the vast majority of the Republican Party behind him. It's not like when Jimmy Carter was up for reelection, when Ted Kennedy wanted to challenge him. Okay, there's no one in the Republican Party at this point is really seriously thinking about challenging Donald Trump because he has a very solid base. That's going to be key as he goes into this election. He's got his party's back. Look at all the people that Trump insulted: Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, all the rest of them. They're on his team right now. A lot of them are on his team right now. Remember
Rand Paul?
Rand Paul. Yeah. Okay. So this is really key here. Now, we're still many months out. It's just that I suppose all of us watching it is that the key thing will be, is Biden, can he create a center? Can he create a center? Now, I guess 2 weeks from now, the field will be halved. Okay, there'll be a culling. Okay, and so Pete Buttigieg, he might be able to stay relevant. Cory Booker, but I tend to doubt it. I mean, he's just a one-race pony in the way I look at it. Okay, he's mantic. The more you watch him, the more you've seen it already. You've seen everything that he can do, all of his antics, okay, and his fake outrage and his fake, gesturing, okay, of, all of this kind of, moral outrage and outpouring. You can take, 5 or 6 seconds of it and it might make an impact. But if you watch it for 20 minutes, it's like you're starting to repeat yourself.
Yeah, he's got like one trick. He's got like one, sort of like a one-trick pony.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I mean, for us and people watching this video, Tulsi, I thought was just brilliant. But the media isn't going to give her the credit. They just aren't. All right, unfortunately. And I think that as we finish the second round, Liz Warren is done really well. Kamala Harris did well the first time. She failed the second time. Liz Warren, she's consistent. People like that. They like that. So and Bernie, I think he's just burnt out. Okay, he's always hectoring, and we've all seen it before with the raising of the arms and the monotone speech. He pronounces every single word with the same tone, and it gets tiresome. Okay, it's like get off the grass type thing. Liz Warren has the advantage, and she's smart, she's eloquent. Okay, I think her ideas are loony, but she knows how to. She's good. She's good at messaging. I give her that.
All right.
So I think that's where we stand right now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. I want you to kind of break it down as we close out the video. So I think we both agree that we have 4 candidates.
Yeah.
There's many people that say that Warren and Sanders have formed some sort of an alliance.
At this point, yes.
Yeah, I won't go after you. You don't go after me.
At this point, yes.
Okay, Harris has been exposed. I think her weakness was exposed. I think you summed it up perfectly. She's good on the offense. Tulsi obliterated her, and on the defense, she showed that Harris was very ill prepared to stand up for her record. So Tulsi exposed Harris, and then you have Biden, who's kind of trying to justify 8 years of Obama, which is really weird. So how do you see things shaping up?
Yeah, the thing is that we haven't talked about, and I guess we'll see it come into play very, very soon, is what is the DNC and the DCCC? What do they think about all of this? Because they're going to have a lot of sway. Remember, they chose Hillary.
They have super delegates at the end of the day, don't they?
Yeah, right. So I mean,
cancels out everything.
The DNC and the Democratic establishment, they still have a lot of sway right here. And is 2020 a change election? I don't think so. And so, what can Biden somehow keep the embers lit of the Obama era? I don't think so, because if Obama was on the stage yesterday, he would be a moderate to a conservative. Okay, he wouldn't fit into the Democratic Party right now. All right, and so Joe Biden, though, he's flipped on a lot of things. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are the most egregious offenders of flipping on things. Can Joe Biden pull that off? And looking at the liberal media, they'll say, well, he came up a little short, but you still see they're kind of rooting for him, okay? And they're also obviously rooting for a woman, okay? The liberal media is always now voting, pushing for a woman. And I think that, as you're rightfully saying, is that Bernie Sanders and Liz Warren, they have an alliance. It was so obvious, at least to me, okay? I got your back, you got my back, okay? For now, okay? And I think that the party, if it gets down to those two, I think we know which one they're going to choose, because Bernie has never fit in. He's an independent, all right. And I think that if Liz can continue this, she's got a really good shot at it. Biden, like I said, he just has to avoid a catastrophe, and then it'll become a race between him and Liz Warren. That's my sense. I think Kamala Harris was shown for what she is. It's a fraud.
Yeah, Tulsi took her out, I think. She's going to
but see, they're really grateful to Tulsi for that moment, but then they're going to close the door on her. That's what they like that she went there and did the dirty work for them, and they'll take the credit, and then, the DNC will ignore her. And remember, Tulsi left the DNC because she saw a bias in favor of Hillary Clinton. She has some integrity, all right? Let's keep watching her, and she's very young, okay? That's a good thing, okay? And I think we could say that she probably is not going to get the nomination, but I think that, everyone watching this, go and watch her words. I think there's one on YouTube now it's a compilation. Save it, and 4 years from now, watch it. We'll see who was right.
Peter, what do you think, real quickly, about a strategy that the Democrats might have to put Biden in there to run, knowing that he'll probably lose, but getting a vice president, that female, that woman, say Warren or Harris, as his VP in order to position her for 2024 to pretty much secure a victory for 2024? What do you think of that type of strategy?
It's very, very possible, but I think it's kind of dicey. I mean, Joe Biden is not considered a real winner. I mean, he's a hanger-oner, okay? And you know what? He doesn't inspire. As a matter of fact, you kind of feel sorry for him. And you say, well, after all, he was vice president under Obama. That's not enough. Ask Richard Nixon in 1960. It's not enough to get over the line, okay? I think putting a female as a VP, Hillary Clinton was the on the top of the ticket. Okay, I think that ceiling is broken. Okay, I don't see it. I think the real attraction will be is two females. And I've said this before, and I think that's what they're going to end up doing. They want to have two females. This is not a party of white men anymore. Okay, and I think that they want to show, if this is not a change election, they want to show themselves as transformational, kind of like Barack Obama, transformational. Okay, because it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. It won't be based on policy. Mark my words. It'll all be about optics. That's what the Democrats do. Virtue signaling, identity politics, not about substance. What we've had 4 now. Okay, last week and this week. Okay, none of them seem to be really heavy wonkers. Okay, I mean they're not heavy into that. The separations at the border, the cages. Okay, he's a racist. I mean, that's not policy. It's not policy. And then when I have to give, I guess, Jake Tapper a little bit of slack on this. I mean, he did press, with your health care proposals, will the middle class have to pay more in taxes? I mean, none of them on that stage wanted to answer that question. It was deflect, pivot, deflect, pivot. That's all I ever saw. I say, answer yes or no. Come on. I mean, Jake Tapper, he's not a very smart guy, but at least it's a simple question. Okay? None of them want to do that. Okay? That's what the American people want to know. How much is this going to cost? That's what they want to know. It's the simplest thing in the world. Okay?
3 years of Russiagate, Peter. No question on Russiagate.
almost nothing on Russia. Almost nothing on impeachment. Oh, and did this thing happen in a bubble, in a vacuum? Because, I mean, it was a few news cycles ago. Impeachment! Russia! And it's CNN running the show. They didn't ask any questions about that. That was really weird. Okay? No, because they went from R to R. They went from Russiagate to racist. Okay? That's what they're doing. It's so transparently obvious, and it's really stupid. You know why? Because it doesn't move the needle on any of the important issues that the American people are interested in. Again, lowering the voting age, okay, late-term abortion, expanding the Supreme Court. I could go on and on. None of them have even close to 50% support in the American people. None of them. None of them. Open borders, it's like in the single digits if you actually poll people. Okay, it's just so way out of step. It's really amazing. And again, I always want to interject the media element of all of this. CNN is trying to control the terms and conditions, the entire breadth and width of what the discourse should be. Okay, that's something you always have to keep an eye on. There's no coincidence that the DNC would not allow Fox News to host a debate, because Fox News would have a very different agenda, what I would say the other side of the story, all right? So keep an eye on what CNN wants to do and MSNBC, because they, at the end of the day, I'm convinced that they will choose the winner.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk, thank you very much. Guys, if you like this video, click on the subscribe button down below and click on the notifications bell to make sure you get notifications every time we push out a new video. You can get an audio copy of this video as well. Go to iTunes and Soundcloud and follow us there. And please don't forget to donate to us via PayPal, Patreon, and we are now on Subscribestar. The link is in the description box down below. And of course, go to the Duran shop wherever you are in the world, whether you are in Moscow, whether you are where I am here in Cyprus, or in London or in the United States. Our merchandise is really, really awesome. Pick something up, t-shirt, mugs, hoodies, stickers, ebooks, you name it, we got it. Peter Lavelle, host of RT's CrossTalk, thank you once again. Until next time, everybody, take care.